We had to put our 17-year-old cat, Nunki, to sleep a few days ago. I've loved and lost pets before, budgies, newts, bunnies, dogs, and cats, but this is the first time I was present for the last breath. It was sad, but it was time. The house still isn't the same, though. Our dog Georgie keeps going to Nunki's favorite spots to see where she is. These tips and ideas, which I wrote about in a blog post, gave me comfort and hope after I lost this cat and after I lost my dog a few years ago. Even more comforting are the words of support and compassion that are in the comment section of the blog post. I'll put the link in the notes so that you can go and see the blog post comments if you would like. So here are 7 ways to cope when you miss your cat, from different people who experience the exact same loss. Number 1, share memories of your beloved furry feline friend. As a child, we were encouraged to talk about the pet and remember him or her, says cat lover Pam. Pets are family members and have important roles in our lives. Whenever a frog, lizard, parakeet, or guinea pig died in our house over the last 14 years since my kids were born, we've held a mini funeral in the backyard. We bury the pet, put a rock marker on top, and share our memories about the pet. The time together serves to recognize the pet's role in our lives. My kids are encouraged to share their memories about our lost pets. So don't bury your pain or try to hide how much you miss your cat. Even just telling someone, "I miss my cat so much it hurts," can help you through the grieving process. Sadly, you have to feel the pain before you can heal your heart. Number 2, give yourself time to heal after your cat dies. Healing takes place over time, and there is no single formula to saying goodbye when your cat dies, says Dan, whose 12-year-old cat disappeared without a trace. The loss of a cat is the loss of someone you loved, and when anything you loved is abruptly taken away from you, there is no substitute. 4 years ago, my cat, Peep, disappeared without a trace. I live in an exclusive suburb of Los Angeles in the hills. It's often that you have wildlife and predators roaming at night. I was sick with some dental problem, and when I came home from the pharmacy at 9 p.m., I couldn't locate either one of my cats. One of them came home, and the other one never did. Allow yourself to cry as much as you need. Weeping, letting your heart melt in sorrow, is the only way to deal with a loss so great. Try to spend time outdoors in the fresh air, away from the invasive noise of people. Allow the pure music of nature to fill your ears, the smells of the forest and the soil and the grass to fill your nose. It will do your soul good. Number 3, learn different ways to grieve the pain of missing your cat. Robert Niemeyer, a professor of psychology at the University of Memphis in Tennessee, says grief is more than simply a series of emotional stages. Grieving a loss isn't just about going through the stages of grief, and healing isn't just about letting time pass. Dr. Niemeyer believes that if we can make sense of our grief, we find meaning and healing in loss, even if we, quote, just lost a cat. We do have a great deal of agency in how we embrace our suffering and the sense we make of it. It's often finding a new purpose in life that helps heal our hearts when we miss our cats. Time doesn't magically heal all wounds. Newer grief therapy helps grieving people understand the lessons of their loss and places a premium on their capacity to find a new normal, new meaning, and to construct a kind of resilience even in the storm of bereavement. This means finding some sort of a new normal to help you deal with how you feel about losing your cat. Number 4, give yourself time to grieve your cat's death and find a new purpose in your life. After I lost my cat, Zoe, all I could think was, I miss my cat. But I learned that as tempting as it was to focus on how much I missed her, it was creating more pain and suffering in the long run to stay in my grief. So focusing on my grief and pain was actually making things worse, sort of like probing a sore tooth with my tongue. It's important to grieve loss, and your cat's death is a huge loss. But it's also important not to allow yourself to sink into the depths of grief. Find ways to miss your cat and still see the goodness in everyday things. Number 5, consider rescuing an abandoned kitten or cat. I had my multicolored white and ginger cat, Penny, for 8 wonderful years, says longtime cat lover Cynthia. Her death was sudden. She seemed to be losing weight to a point until she appeared too thin, so I took her into the vets and got the bad news. They suggested an operation, but the next day I got a call during the surgery that she might not make it. I rushed in and she died in my arms. In my case, whether or not to get another cat was already solved in a way, as I had just rescued a small black kitten. I missed my cat so much, but I found it helpful to foster the new kitten for the local cat adoption team. The month before, I had decided to adopt her myself. And after Penny died, I called my new little kitten my little gift from God. So rescuing a cat who needs a home may be one of the best ways to cope when you miss your cat. Fostering or adopting an abandoned animal may give you a new sense of purpose and help you look beyond the pain of your present grief. Number 6, imagine your cat being held by an angel. Think of your kitty cat being held in the arms of an angel, feeling like it's resting in peace and sleeping with joy. Feel that peace and that healing that accompanies the thought of your cat resting in loving arms. It doesn't matter if you can prove the existence of heaven. We don't know if heaven exists or what it looks like, but we can choose to believe and imagine our cats being held by angels. Number 7, the last tip on how to cope with missing your cat is welcome another cat into your home when you're ready. So this is all about giving yourself the time you need to grieve and not listening to what other people say or how other people grieve their own losses. Jessica says, last January we had to have our beloved cat Janvier put down. He was suffering from renal failure, and the treatment would have crushed his spirit and terrified him, so we made the hardest decision of our lives. Not a day goes by that I don't miss having my first baby around. It's pathetic, but we haven't even got rid of his kitty litter box yet. It's clean, or his leftover food. She says, I still think I can hear him puttering around at night. We have 2 young children and insanely busy lives, so we haven't adopted a new cat yet. We feel like we wouldn't be able to give him or her enough attention at this time, which just wouldn't be fair. I really believe that having a new kitten would help us survive our cat's death. I also think that bringing a new pet into our lives would help us honor Janvier by constantly reminding us of the cute and funny things he used to do. So I hope that one day soonish we'll open our homes to a new pet, both to help our hearts heal and so our children know the joy a cat can bring to a home. So be gentle with yourself. Losing a beloved cat hurts, and give yourself time to heal the way you need to heal and move forward the way you want to move forward, whether that means adopting a new cat soon or later or never. The most important thing is to allow your heart to heal in its own time. And remember that no matter how much you miss your cat now, the pain will lift. You might even feel ready to open your heart and home sooner than you think. Give yourself time to adjust to life without your cat, and know that one day you will stop thinking with pain about how much you miss your cat, and you will start remembering with joy, love, and peace. Take good care of yourself. because you are worth taking good care of. Mwah.